The 2024 Edo State Governorship election is becoming highly competitive, with several notable aspirants positioning themselves for the race to claim the party's ticket. Loretta Ogboro Oko, Labour Party governorship aspirant, Edo State, joins us now for more on the politics in Edo State. Good to see you, and thanks for your time. Quite an interesting one. Your state has never had a female governor, yes, and you are ready to change history. Let us in on how you arrived at this decision.
Thank you, Sulai. Good evening, Ngozi, and everybody out there listening to us. Yes, my name is Dr. Loretta Oduwari Ogboroko, and here I am offering myself to be a servant and a light bearer for the people of Edo State come 2024. And arriving at this hasn't been difficult at all, because it looks like all my life this is what I was born to be. Because growing up, my father used to tell me, we are born into our families for a reason. We are born into our state, our race, and our country for a reason. We need to discover that reason. And it has often been a huge burden for me. Why do our people suffer in the midst of plenty? When my dad died in my 200 level, going on 300 level, I was going to the market with my mom to sell, to make ends meet. And our markets, not just only in Edo State, across the country, there are no toilets. Today you find that this one slumped, that one died. So it crossed my mind that by the time I have built that capacity enough, I should be a part of the solution. And that is why I want others to join me right now, and we take this light and light up Edo State from 2024.
Let's talk about that capacity that you've built. I mean, how, in what way, in what aspects really would you say you've prepared yourself to take on the reins of power in Edo State? And it's not going to be a walk in the park. I mean, you have some tough persons already, angling for the same position.
Yes.
Yeah.
So capacity comes in different forms. You have physical capacity, you have mental capacity, you have financial capacity, you have the experience you've acquired through the ages. And for me, all round, all of these things over time, life has been preparing me just for this. First of all, educational capacity. I am an obstetrician and gynecology consultant by training, having had to look after a multitude of people in resource-rich nations, and also having that rare privilege to have trained in Nigeria and to crisscross practicing in both places. At the same time, I have worked as a researcher. I've worked in management. I've worked in administration over time, gathering all of these experiences. And since my nursery school days, interestingly, I've always been either the class leader, the head girl, and all of that. Run an NGO, CEO, and I'm a humanitarian par excellence, United Nations eminent ambassador and global goodwill ambassador. Foreign into politics and policy making. In the last Edo State election, some of us played our role hugely. And many people may not know, but I am the lead for the health policy drafting for the Obidati manifesto. Right. So we've been there and we've built all of this capacity and worked behind the scene, developing all of these blueprints. And now it's time for us to actually take our places at the table. And in terms of financial capacity, we have it as well.
Oh, great. That's
yes.
great to know.
Everywhere.
That's a challenge.
Oh, yes, it is a challenge.
What's your messaging to Edo people, really? What are you telling them? Exactly what is Edo State missing?
What I'm telling Edo State people is that a Loretta-led government come 2024 and her team is going to focus on two things majorly. And that fulcrum is development of the humans, the people, as well. The second one is creating an enabling environment for growth, production, and development. And under the development of the people, so it's like having two pillars, isn't it? Under that, you're going to have things like health and education, which are two sides of the same coin, and of course, leveraging on technology. And then under creating that environment, government has no business being in business. So we actually have to ensure that we create a scenario where people have power, where we can reduce the cost of startup by creating business hubs, where people can actually come in and maybe have a slot to themselves. For instance, take mechanics, they have a slot to themselves for a year, the rent is reduced, the tax is reduced, and we have a value chain of production even in agriculture, and we are moving from producing, from consuming to producing. So Edo State people it's really simple.
Yeah.
We need to do all of these, and that enabling environment, under there you have power, security, and you have all of these things that will make the state grow, as well as
if you don't mind,
infrastructure.
I hate to cut you because it's quite a robust conversation we're having now. But again, you know, you need to cross the hurdle, talking about your primaries to get a ticket. And there's this conversation in your state about a shift to a particular senatorial district. Yeah. How does that affect you? Because there's the clamor that Senator Shomala was from the northern senatorial district, Gordon Obaseki from the south, and the people of Edo Central are now saying it's been too long being out there in the cold. It must be their turn. So within your political structure, is that also a conversation you're having with people across the three senatorial districts? That's
an ongoing conversation, and we must realize that every sector has a validity to agitate for what they think is due them. So the cry by any particular senatorial district to produce the next leader is valid. But what we are saying is that there are a lot of valid agitations. So let's create a level playing field so that the people of Edo State come 2024 can decide which of these agitations is dearest to their hearts. Do they want to sacrifice excellence on the altar of maybe where we come from, or do they want to push excellence and not look and capacity and not look at wherever that comes from? So a lot of agitations are going on. Do they also want to think Edo State made history and elected the first female senator in Nigeria? Can Edo State not make that history again together and elect the first female governor in Nigeria? We can do it. It's the same state that produced Idiani yesterday, Ikelebe's mother, Aneke, you know, and River Owanda River Owan is named after. And these things happened because a group of people, progressive-minded men and women, came together and decided to push the cause of the people more than the egos of where we come from, what divides us. And the traditional institutions. Now you're making mention of some great women. Yeah. How is the conversation with the traditional institutions? The traditional institutions are our gatekeepers. Right. They are our heritage. There is no us without them. I have been in the diaspora for a while, and anywhere I go, I'm an ambassador of Nigeria and a proud ambassador of Edo State. If you even come to hospitals where I work, they will tell you about Edo State. So these traditional gatekeepers cannot be neglected. And that also comes under, you know, when I talked about building the humans, human capacity, relational currency. Right. It's part of it. It's all around. We have to carry them along. We have to do what they do. But that does not stop us from cultural integration. That does not stop us from taking those good parts of our culture and merging them with good parts from other places and having something that is a hybrid. But we cannot discountenance our culture. Not at all. Absolutely not. You know, when you mentioned Idia, I just remembered Emota and other greats. And yeah, you know, you do. As we say in Benin, there are many. There are many. As we talk for Pidgin. You're a proud Edo woman, and I'm so enamored of that. I mean, it's exciting just listening to you. But do you think the people of Edo State are ready for you, not just what you have to offer, but the fact that you're female, that you're a woman? I mean, we can't escape that. We can't really, deny that fact. Do you think they're ready? They have never been more ready. Edo State is a unique state. Let's be honest with ourselves. Edo State has always been the political barometer and moral compass of our country. And the reason is not far-fetched. From how we are situated, and all other people crisscross us to get to their own locales, you find that in Edo State, a lot of migrants have also settled. And from our history, you can see those great minds that have led us. So what you find are people who can reason things out logically and come to their own conclusion based on what the people think is best for them. And they are going to do it again. I just said it. They elected the first female senator. They'll do it again and make history. In fact, Edo State, we like breaking records. That's what makes us the heartbeat.
Franca Afebwa.
Yes.
That's her
Rest
name.
her soul.
Rest her soul. First female.
We stand on the
senator.
shoulders of short giants.
People like that.
Yes.
Dr. Loretta Ogboro Oko, thank you so much. It's been nice having you on Newsnight. We wish you all the very, very best.
Thank you very much, and keep doing what you do for society.
Thank you.